In today's video, we're building our Evo engine and going for power.
We bought our Evo to become the adversary of Richard's Subaru, Martin, filling the place of the fully written off Evo VIII from the Scandi Flick Special. Our aim is to make it a better all-round car than the V Limited, starting with an engine build to get it into the mid 400 brake horsepower region. In our last build video, we stripped our forepot down, and by the end of this video, it'll be built and back in the car, but we don't half meet some snags along the way. More on that later.
Sha, you've been working flat out since we last saw you. What's happened with the crank? Is it now saved?
So we have, yeah. So I kind of pooed myself on the last video because it looked okay, and then while we were talking, if you remember, I felt something.
There was a little score, yeah. It seemed like it was
well, look, you know my rule. If I can feel it, I'm dealing with it.
Okay.
Took the crank to my machinists. We had it checked for alignment, checked for balance, and what it actually turned out to be, once we polished it, was debris build-up from one of the oil galleries, which, you know, is not a normal thing because your oil should be perfect, but it is something that can happen.
Okay, so instead of scoring into the crank, it was actually build up on top of it.
Yeah, it was debris, like oil. It was higher than the actual journal, so
okay, so that's been sorted.
Straight off, it was sweet.
And we're now beautifully smooth. Okay, new turbo.
Yes.
So this is going to create our 440 horsepower.
Yeah, easy peasy. So it's a specification that's well known, well used in the Evo community.
Okay.
And it's basically a Mitsubishi turbo that's been modified quite heavily, as you can see. But more importantly,
that feels better than our one did.
What can you hear?
Yeah, well, there's the very small amount of play that you say should be there, but it's not scraping.
And the back and forth, yeah, it's just all tight.
Yeah, that is sorted. And also, the box it came in, I mean, that's the box you want it to come in, isn't it? So it is a genuine part that's been upgraded?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, well, I remember this process from building Richard's Subaru. Shall we crack on with the bottom end?
Put a bit of that on the rag and very gently clean these surfaces. Just a little feel and then a wipe after because of the oil in our fingers to make sure there's no burrs.
Yep, feeling good.
What's that? Debris, you missed it.
Where?
There, on your side. Tiny bit of debris in that hole, your side. And we need to get that out.
Oh, wow. Microscopic. Sha, we've got some bearings here. Some of them have got holes in them, some of them don't. Why do they have holes and why do those ones not have holes?
So depending on the application that you're building, there'll be variances on the way the manufacturer feeds the oil to the crank. Mm-hmm. So on this particular one, half of the bearings have got holes in, as you can see, and half haven't, and that's basically because this particular engine is only fed from one side. So that the oil it needs a hole so the oil can feed through the bearing and lubricate the crank.
And you want me to clean these off because
so basically,
they're fresh out of the packet, right?
They're fresh out of the packet and they're sealed in the packet.
Yeah.
But the manufacturers do put a very fine coating on to protect them.
Okay.
So what we want is we don't want any oil between the mating surfaces of the bearing and the engine. So what we do is we degrease it and we don't handle it. Remember, we don't put our greasy fingers on. I
cannot tell you how confident I am assembling this engine now. One, because I've got you 2 feet from me, and two, because these babies I just feel amazing in them. They're absolutely
happy feet.
I'm just ready to go. You know what I mean? Like I am. Stay away from Mike Fernie. Let's go. Okay. Even my rag matches them. Look at that. Let's go. No fingers. Right, and what am I doing with them afterwards?
You're going to install
yourself. Installing them straight in, am I?
Yeah, so.
Calm yourself.
It's your feet.
Michael Flatley. Oh, look at that. I quite like the blue effect. Looks pretty sweet.
Enjoy it because you're never going to see it again once that crank goes in.
Well, hopefully not.
just know it's there. so we just want a tiny bit of that on there. Like I said, it's not that crazy now, it's just debris that we're trying to do. So grab that with 2 fingers.
What do you mean?
Look, put a bit on this finger and that, and then...
okay.
Yeah. It won't be secure until the crank's in, but just where it'll stay.
Like that?
Yeah, perfect. I'm sure he's right in there.
I'm expecting a job offer after this one. This is my 2nd engine deep at pole position.
I thought you already worked here, but I thought it was for the love like me.
Do I invoice you? Or...
Invoices, what's that?
I get enough of them from you.
You do actually.
Now you've asked me to fetch the ruler of wisdom. What's this being used for?
So that's just something I use for a number of different things, and it's overkill for this, but it's just the go-to. And literally anything straight would do, but it's long, so I just use it for very simply checking all the bolts of the right height. There's a quick indicator that we've put them all in properly.
I just think the dimension of the end of my pinky just suits the width of a bearing quite nicely.
Yeah, your pinky's a bit like my... Well, I think my pinky's a bit like your thumb.
Your pinky's the size of my thumb. It's deformed.
And just bear in mind, your fingers need to be on the edge of this because you don't want it getting caught or anything. That's it, just get yourself comfortable.
Okay, and it's that surface that's mating to that.
You just want your webs to fall down the holes nicely and evenly. And you're concentrating on them bearings that you're just touching now, just touching. Okay, so... Okay, it's all right.
Sha.
It's your first time. Okay, so pop him back down. It's not the end of the world, it happens. You're stressing yourself then, were you? Yeah, I just want to make sure that is seated. And now we can, same process as any ARPs.
I love building engines, Sha. You've got the best job in the world. This is, it's stressful, but it's freaking awesome. How cool does that look? It'll all just come together bit by bit, and then it'll just turn on and make 440 horsepower on the button. Want it, Sha?
Or more.
Sadly, it was all going a bit too well, so the Evo decided to reveal its biggest issue so far.
So we've just been away at lunch, and Sha, you've been doing your thing, and you found what could be a major issue.
So yeah, it's a big crap really, but the fact that the head gasket was broken and unidentified, and my gut feeling that this is, it's been machined multiple times, and there's a couple of other little indicators, depth indicators that tell me that through experience. Being the sad sod I am, I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I've checked the block as I've been trying to prep it over lunch. And the block's got corresponding unevenness in relationship to where the head gasket had failed.
Okay, so you had to look at this, and you have discovered that there's been head gasket issues time after time, and they've just gone skim to the point where the valves are sitting not where they would naturally sit.
Yeah, and it's okay because we can make calculations with the piston compression and the head gasket thickness. However, if this was bugging me properly,
okay,
and I couldn't let it go.
Well, let's go and have a look at the block and see what you discover next. What's wrong?
So yeah, just following on, it just wasn't sitting easy. I couldn't let it go. So the block was machined for the pistons, and the original job specification was obviously the car's running great, we were just going to refresh it, make it strong. However, when we found the head gasket issue, the cracks, I can't let it go.
Those cracks were, it was here and here, wasn't it?
Yeah, and what we found now is there is a clearance issue between there and there compared to the rest of the flat surface.
Okay, so there's, for my brain, there's dips here.
Yeah, it's
that
a hole. I
shouldn't
call
be
them
there.
holes.
Okay,
I don't know what various other people call them, but basically, this bit and this bit are lower than they should be.
Okay, and we've got footage of kind of testing that, and
Yeah.
it's basically if any lights can get through your rule,
Yeah.
then there's a dip.
Yeah, I've got an engineered precision straight edge, and if that's not light tight, it's wrong.
And what could have caused those dips?
So that's difficult to say at this stage because I've not spent very much time with the car, and I haven't really gone down a sort of FMA, a failure mode or analysis or anything procedure where I've literally took measurements and oil contamination and so on, which is how we determine properly what the failure causes. But the simplicity is this: I've got to fix it.
Okay, so we've spent the morning doing the bottom end.
Yeah.
That all needs to now come off. So
Yeah,
this
I'm
can
going
be
to tear it
machined.
back down again. It's not
God.
the end of the world, and this is what happens, and this is what you should be doing. So I know it's frustrating for you and it's upset you, but tough. It's got to be sorted.
Okay, one final question before we go to the machine shop. Are these cursed?
They're
Because
not,
on
they're
top
not
of this...
Okay, so let me straighten this out. Those have come after the failure. So the reason we found it is because they are blessed.
Oh, now we're talking.
So we look up, we don't look down.
That's why you're the croc king. Because if I tell you that today we've had this, my little MGF has broken down. I've had messages from the guys. We're missing parts for other cars. It's all just going down the pan right now.
I told you, this is car life. You just got to suck it up, buttercup.
Why does it all come at once?
Just a test check, because you've got these.
Okay. Right, to the machine shop.
Thankfully, I had a 2-litre turbo saloon of my own to help save the day.
Overtime. It's not slow. I think it's quite good.
No, I love it, mate. I'm with you.
And that's 4 up.
Yeah, mate, I'm with you. This is. Oh, no, seriously, I'm with you. I love these. I love all this old.
I mean, this is Birmingham through and through, right? Turbo rovers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a long time ago, all you had was a whoosh whoosh from these sort of things.
I do feel like we're about to commit a murder with these seat covers, but what do you think of a Tarn, by the way?
I think the interior is stunning, which is why I've just forced you to put some covers. If you are going to look after it, I'll make you look after it.
Well, I don't know whether this is nerd to a whole other level, but have you seen my watch? That is a matching tartan strapped watch to
This
my
is
Rover
sad,
interior.
but I am blown away with that. That's
So
right up my street.
there's a company called McKinnon Watches, and they will do any tartan for the strap. And I thought, have you got some Thomson Blue? So we've got Scotland shop on the interior, and then McKinnon comes in with this bad boy. I only wear it when I drive my 620 Ti.
I am impressed with that.
I normally keep golf clubs and boxes and paperwork in here. I've now got a Mitsubishi Evo engine. Kind of cool.
Don't damage his car. It's precious to him.
Off she goes for surgery. Something that never fails to fascinate me is how little material has to come off to make it a completely perfectly functioning engine, or one that's a scrapper and has horrific head gasket issues like our one had. Hopefully, this is the foolproof solution to our Evo's engine problems. The owners in the past have clearly just gone at the cylinder head and skimmed more and more off it, not thinking about the block. Also, while I was standing there, Rover went past the window. I expected more from Birmingham, I'm not gonna lie.
What does that Birmingham?
Was this not Rover territory?
So if you was posh, you had a Rover around here. Other than that, you had a Skoda Estelle or a Lada Riva or
It is now 5 hours after we found the issue with the block. So the sun has gone down, but we've still been cracking on into the evening. We had to strip off everything that we'd done this morning, get the block decked, and then it was down to Sha. He flew everything back together, and now the pistons are in too. So we've got 3 forged pistons and con rods installed, and we've got 1 more to go. We are determined to finish today with the head back on this engine. Sha, shall we do this last piston?
Yeah, let's have a go. So as you know, I've just been working too fast behind you.
Yeah, you've done the rings, all that stuff.
So I've gapped all the rings. We're now going to install the last piston just to sort of show what we're doing. So I've literally just lubricated it. Clips are in, lubricated the bearing. Yep. So what we're going to do, we'll use that just as a rest. So we drop him in orientation with, again, like most forged pistons, they've got an orientation mark.
Nice.
Which faces the front, and you'll
So
notice.
like this,
yeah. We give them a little gentle wiggle so that we can make sure that we feel the rings engage without crossing or slipping just tiny bits. We don't need to get too far and pop out the bottom. Then we drop him into the hole as best as we can so that the little mark is almost perfectly in the middle. We're located with square. Remember him from before? So very gently with this, it's still quite loose, yeah? So just very gently, just tap it, very gently. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we can just give him a little tweak because he'll be loose and nice. But due to the way we assemble this, it's not as essential as the Subaru one where we got to get the pin through the side. This will now very gently mate up.
Oh, that was nice.
So for this stage, we can pause a sec, just wipe this down. Next will be head gasket. Bolt him down, and I think that is probably as far as you're going to get tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Nearly bedtime.
Nearly bedtime. More dance tunes.
More nearly cylinder head time.
So again, orientation is key here. There's a right way and a wrong way, and there's nothing in between.
For the first time in many years, hopefully these 2 cylinders are actually sealed up.
They'll be perfect now. There's nothing else we can do other than machine it perfect this side, machine it perfect that side. Use quality, brand new gaskets. This is sorted now.
What's the worst that can happen?
I thought I was doing well then. And then you spoke. Put pressure on me.
They're about to disappear into the chasm of the engine.
Chasm?
Yeah, down in there.
What's a chasm?
A
One
cave.
A cave?
A gap.
Oh! What are you going to do that for? Popping through the dangerous ones. You must need 2 more studs.
There's only 1 more chasm one. You only had 1 left and you
I'm tired and old. I need my bed.
You're going to carry that vocab into other people's jobs and they're going to be like, what the f*** are you on about?
100%.
The chasm ones.
Listen, you're famous, like a mega TV star. So if you say a word's chasm, I'm all with that.
Mega TV star. This is getting chasmed.
Chasmed, I'm gonna write that down. chasmed orifice, like a hole. There.
That's not how you spell chasmed, but okay.
It ain't even a real word. You don't get to say how it's spelled. Yeah, it should have been one M, shouldn't it? Well, it doesn't.
There's only one A in chasm.
It ain't even a real word.
It is.
It isn't.
Alexa, define chasm.
Chasm is usually defined as a yawning fissure or deep cleft in the Earth's surface. Gorge. For more,
A yawning fissure.
Exactly. Do we look like we're on a boat?
It was nothing to do with boats.
Fishing? You're making me swear again. Fishing?
Does it look like we're in a boat?
And it's nothing to do with the f***ing earth either.
Come on, come on.
I'll win on that one.
I need a. Where's the bolt? You got it. Thank you, ARP. Without you, we'd be nothing.
Well, the way you say Sha is like now becoming really good around households around here. And I can't replicate it, but you say
Sha.
yeah. But that's different to
What
everyone.
do you mean it's good around here? What do you mean? You want them to say it like that?
Sha.
You made me sound like an absolute simpleton. Sha. That's literally what you just did there. Sha. Oh my god.
No.
Don't I sound like that, Tony? I'm sorry I didn't go Sha. Sha. Sha.
Saw a rod the other night as well, which was quite funny.
What?
This isn't their account of it. A rod in the middle of the night.
You rod.
Like proper loud and stuff in the middle of the night.
I'd call that a roar. But okay.
It's a rah.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to leave this engine with you, Sha, fully, let you do your thing. We'll come back once it's built, in the car, running, and on your sick dyno.
Sick.
Have a laugh.
No problem. I'll sort it.
We're back, it's been a few weeks, the engine's built and it's been running and we're very close to tuning it. But first, we need to give it a service, and just like every DriveTribe project car, we are using Liqui Moly lubricants and additives. What Liqui Moly are always super proud of with their products are the additives that are engineered into them to really maximize the performance of their lubricants. And they've sent us their new generation Molygen oil. The Evo's been running using the normal Liqui Moly 5W40, but from here on in, we'll be using the new generation Molygen. Now it's called that because it has molecular friction control, which means it's low viscosity, but it also has a high shear stability. That means when the engine heats up, the oil doesn't get too thin, and that means we can hammer on our Evo, throw anything at it, and it'll be fully protected by the good stuff. Sha, while that's draining, you are a Liqui Moly accredited workshop. How's it been using their liquids on literally every vehicle in here?
So yeah, that's the key point. We use it on all vehicles because we've got the support of Liqui Moly. We've got a direct connection with them. Their support is on another level. And I mean that because I've had other oil manufacturers support me over the years. I've been in this ain't my first rodeo. So when we got in bed with Liqui Moly, they literally, it was bang, 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 and you know what I'm like. I want data, I want proof, and it's all there. It's there, like that.
Well, you've always got vats of it.
Yes, so I'm not going to use it unless it works. I can't afford to. So that's, in a nutshell, it works. It's all over the world. That tells you everything you need to know. You watch any race in any discipline, NASCAR, Formula One, rallying. I'm not as clever as these people at that level, and they know better.
I don't know.
Well, I'm trying. We're going to try.
In my mind, I also just really like the colour of their bottles, so like nice purple. I don't know what you call that. It's not mint green, but I don't know. It's just nice looking stuff, isn't it?
So I don't see this very often. Obviously, we've done this a bit for this camera. I have it in vats, but it is, yeah. It's presented well. It's available. It's everywhere. They've ticked all the boxes.
So you'll be transitioning to this stuff soon.
Yeah, this is the latest one.
It's been running, it's been serviced, time for a tune. Frustratingly, it turns out the Evo had a backstreet tune sat deep within its ECU, so it wasn't revving past 6,200 RPM. It created 390 brake horsepower at that limit, but that last 1500 RPM is where the Evo is really going to sing. Next time you see the car, it will hopefully be making full power and ready to take on Martin the Subaru on track. The Evo is digging its heels in, but we'll get there.